Hey everyone, Lee Wolf here. Just a quick pre-recorded message before we get rolling on today's show. Our guest today, our special guest today, is a veteran, and we're very thankful for that, and we're very thankful to have him on the show, that he took the time to be with us. Number two, please don't forget, Data Takes the Wheel is up on Amazon. It is Richie's fourth book. It's getting a little blurry there, but I think you get the point. And every penny over cost goes to our veterans. Suicide is a complex problem that disproportionately impacts the military community. Stop Soldier Suicide is the only national nonprofit focused solely on solving the issue of suicide among U.S. military veterans and service members. And it's stopsoldiersuicide.org. But the book's on Amazon. Let Data Take the Wheel. It's a good read, and it's a good cause. All right, on to the show. Hey, Lee Wolf here. Welcome to Gameface Monday. We are live and hope everyone had a great weekend. As always, Mr. Richie Bello is sitting by my side. And today we have a special guest, Aaron Sheeks, who is the CEO of PureCars. And from what I hear, this is a game changer for the industry. So I'm really looking forward to digging deep with Aaron here. How you guys doing?
Good.
Yeah, great, Lee. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, awesome. It's great to have you here. Well, before we get rolling on the show, just going to play a message from our sponsor, Shop Smart Autos. So here you can see an example of your VIN retention report. Right at the top, you're going to see the total VINs you sold over a period of time. You're going to see the sales that you retained. You're going to see the VINs that ended up going on the market elsewhere. You could see it broken out by month. And it's really going to give you a good picture of how your retention situation is going. As you move on, these are your past VINs sold relisted in the last year. So whether they were on your website or a competitor's website, you're going to get to see. These are the VINs that were sold by your dealership by month. So you can see when your peaks and your valleys. Now you move on and you can see these are the VINs that you lost and what dealerships they went to, which is a huge, huge advantage. Which vehicles went to auctions that were your VINs. You see, this isn't just about knowing how many vehicles you sold. This is for sale by owner. These are your VINs. These are the models that you lost. So now you can see which vehicles, why are we losing so many souls and so many sportages as compared to other vehicles? And then you have the positive side. These are the ones that you retained. So in the end, you're not just marketing to people in your CRM that may have gone somewhere else already, and now you can see where they've gone, and you can target them to get them back. When I voice that, it almost sounds like I should be doing meditation tapes or something. But so, Aaron, tell us, before we dive into PureCars, tell us where you came from and how you got there.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. And I think as the story goes, I'm a former naval officer. I spent 11 years active duty, had the opportunity to serve in the world's greatest Navy and travel around the world a handful of times or so. And so my 20s were a really good time. And tracked submarines, flew in airplanes, rode Harleys, played beach volleyball and Top Gun reenactment videos. I lived the life that is wearing a flight suit for the U.S. Navy. The most fun I've ever had in my life, without doubt. Obviously from continually to improve myself throughout the time there in the Navy, and found the opportunity to kind of leave the Navy at a good transition point. I'm a prop guy, didn't want to go back to jets, and landed in automotive. Like a lot of folks, I don't think the goal was to come to automotive. We ended up landing in automotive because someone brought us here, or or it was that or prison, or whatever, however we got here in the car business, as the stories go. And so Automotive found me. I was supposed to go teach Taiwanese Air Force guys how to track submarines, and instead I had the privilege of meeting the founder of Gubagoo, Mr. Brad, and he brought me under his wing, taught me the car business, taught me how to sell car dealers. More importantly, taught me how the problems of car dealers and how to help solve their problems more so than how to sell them things. So I think the reason today that, I've only been in automotive 14, 15 years or so, maybe a little less than that. Built my own company and founded our own thing at the Auto Miner and sold that to PureCars. And I always say the reason that I'm the CEO of PureCars and not the number one salesperson of PureCars is I can't outsell my number one salesperson. He's an absolute monster, and I don't think I could actually outsell him, for one. But I see the field from a leader standpoint from my time in the Navy. So I think the Navy taught me how to lead. It taught me how to understand and prioritize things and attention to detail at a level that just doesn't exist, I think, in the average college kid education. And it allowed me to kind of see, engineering and product and operations and sales and from a different landscape than just the one that I'm a sales guy. I always see it from the sales end. Allowed to connect the dots in other places, be able to lead that group of folks and craft a vision that's larger than one person can achieve itself. And if you want to do great things, you have to get really smart people to follow you in that vision.
Absolutely.
I'm currently, painting that vision for PureCars, trying to build great products and be the leading edge of automotive. But more importantly, I manage the business with having great people, which will then drive a great culture, which then will get me great numbers. I don't focus on the numbers. I focus on the people, both in PureCars and in the dealership world.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, relationships, right?
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about PureCar. What's the overall thought process?
Yeah, look, PureCars has been around for a long time, since 2007. Jeremy Ansbach is the founder of PureCars. Great business, has been really a tech provider and a builder of technology in the automotive dealer retail space for a long time now. So working with about 2,500 rooftops, working with 20 OEM programs as certified providers. We are the largest, or one of the largest, direct-to-dealer marketing companies in the country, in the world.
Wow.
We run a very big operation. We execute, hundreds of millions of dollars in advertising on behalf of our customers. And we pride ourselves on not only supporting our customers and their investments and their marketing that they're doing with us, but also building the technology to execute those marketing orders and to make sure that we're performing at the highest level we can, and then connecting the dots, much like your guys' VIN retention report, connecting the dots of what's happening in the market, what's happening in the industry as a whole, what's happening inside my dealership. Am I winning or losing in market share and our business goals? That's what we do at PureCars. Is we're a data company that sees everything. And now we have products that we can leverage that data either directly in advertising or in reporting or in decision making to help our dealers hit their business goals.
Yeah, so you're able to use those products to, but in a very targeted way, right? I mean, yeah, hitting people with the right things at the right time, the actual messages that they want to hear.
Yeah, you almost the right message at the right time to the right person. It's all right there. And I think if you have the right data and the right data signals and you've warehoused it correctly,
right,
then you should be able to weaponize it correctly to be able to send all of those outbound channels at the individual human level. So I think that's what I'm really passionate about. Like, I build human being systems, not household systems or VIN-specific systems. I build human being systems.
right.
In PureCars, we have multiple human being systems now that are connected to each other so that we can leverage that data, whether that's in an audience or if it's in an email campaign or if it's in a data segment delivery. There's a variety of ways that we have to be able to leverage automotive data. We're kind of poised right now to be able to be either great providers to our partners that leverage that, or great providers of the service ourselves directly to the dealer.
Awesome. Richie.
Well, here's the thing about PureCar. I've known of PureCar a long time. Jeremy, I know quite some time. What's interesting about this company, I've seen it grow and scale. There was a posting out there about that you're looking for new people and this, that. I shared that and I put grow and start working here, okay? Why? they were the first company, Lee, that Google Maps that we have for other industries, not for automotive, the heat sheet. They were one of the first companies that had that 3 or 4 years ago. Okay. They're always on top of their game. So I saw Aaron out there and this, that, and I reached out to him and I wanted to talk to him. But I know of the company, I know the technology that company's built that's been a game changer. When nobody had this Google Map, they call it optimizing your Google Map and generating leads and all that. When nobody had that, they were the first company that had it. They're always like ahead of their situation. So I had the opportunity to meet Aaron, and I had also the opportunity for him to show me the reporting. Now, I always paid attention to PureCar. Why did I pay attention to them? Because I have kind of the same company, which is owned by Clickable. We're automated, okay, bid management system, non-automotive. We do the dental community. We do chiropractor. We are more into the medical field, the Home Depots, Lowe's, and stuff like that, non-automotive, right? So I always like to learn, right, from a company that's in the automotive space. Why? Because it's such a big market, right? So they're always on their game because the volume of business is so big. There's 1.2 million, I believe, new customers in the market every month based on RL Polk's numbers and registration and title date and all that. So PureCar is one of the best companies out there. There's a lot of companies. There's 3 or 4 of them that do marketing, digital marketing. I'm a firm believer always. And then Aaron came in and forget it. Then I really saw what his mind was about. I mean, the reporting, everything's reporting. When he showed me that reporting, that's a game changer. And as you know, Clickable is all like, we got reporting where we report a lot of different things, like report about the medical field, reporting about people's, information, it's like a Domo Clickable, right? So when I saw his reporting, I says, wow. So I called one of my partners, which is Michael Ownhigh, that built Clickable, and says, I want you to understand something. What I saw was crazy, okay? So, and not because I'm in the car business like that, because I have other businesses, and I'm always trying to learn as much as I can. It's always about always be closing. Richie Bello is always be learning, because in this digital marketing space, you never know enough. Okay. What you think you got it figured out, the next morning you wake up and what worked yesterday is not going to work today. And what works today ain't going to work tomorrow. So you always got to be like on top of your game. So, and the other thing I love about Aaron is he's a vet, and we all know about me and the veterans. I'm always like in that community. I'm always helping out and all that. I'm actually going to have a panel with vets, like 8 or 9 people in the automotive sector and other businesses, do something with the vets. So, I mean, that's another thing that I love about it. But I loved his knowledge based, how much he knows. And when we started talking about AutoMiner, AutoMiner is a game changer since it got started. I followed Chris Martinez. I followed him on it. I've been following those 2 guys. Chris, I follow very well because he's a great leader, great trainer. He came up doing videos, teaser video about 3 or 4 years ago, and I kept watching him. I use social media really to recruit people and see the ability of their talents, because it's live and people talk about what they know. And that's the best way for you to see where we're at, right? So I'm always following people that are out there like that. But PureCar is one company with all these other companies that has the reporting. If you can't report it, you can't control it, right? It's like the VIN retention report. If I have the reporting and actually could identify like a sore thumb where the problem is, I'm getting under the hood like a consultant. All right, I'm under the hood now. I can help you. Me being blinded, I can't. And not knowing is the same thing as being blinded. And PureCar has tremendous technology and can really drive traffic that converts. No story on first party. not, lead generation, third party, and all that. That's out the window already. I've talked to a lot of different people about that. I mean, cars.com and all that. I've had a lot of great conversations where the problems are, and there's issues. And dealers, first party, and this is it. This company here is first party data and first party ads. I mean, this is it. If I'm a dealer, I'm hiring this company. I am so sold on this company from a long time ago. Let's face it, I'm 62 years old or 61. I've been in the car business quite some time, I've been forever in it. This company is great. And that being said, I want to let Aaron go over that reporting that he showed me that's so valuable for a dealer.
Yeah, well, thanks, Richie. I think I appreciate, said a lot of nice things about us. We're working really hard. I think for us, it's getting the right people on the team. I'm just one person. So I think I got to get the right engineers here to build the right stuff. We pride ourselves on building what is that leading edge, right? That what's next, what's coming new, how do we get in front of it? How are we first market movers on things? And that's absolutely the pace that I operate at. So I like being out on the front of things. I like solving the big, hard, complex problems. That's kind of how I operate. I eat all grenades and I solve the hardest problems. Everything else, someone else at PureCars does. So, I like to live in that lane, but there are a lot of really, really, really smart folks here that have been here doing great work, working with publicly traded dealer groups and big OEMs for, over a decade. And, so yeah, I appreciate that. We are rolling out new product all of the time. And I think reporting is something that we do because many, many agencies in the space will leverage part or all of our tech stack at PureCars in order to execute media, but also report with their customers on that media. So having the overlay of what market share looks like by zip code, of what inventory movement looks like by zip code, what pricing and packaging options, and how you compare versus your competitors in the market right now in your PMA, how you're priced versus them, how your turn rate is versus them. I can show all of that now in one place. So I can very quickly pull up and say, hey, Lee, your Ford store, does 80% of new car sales volume in these 37 zip codes. In those 37 zip codes, here's the ones that you're up in market share and down in market share. And it's probably because you don't have enough top line funnel or enough shoppers in these zip codes on these models where you turn, or maybe you just price too high because you've got trim models, trims that are higher priced averages than what's turning inside of your market. So maybe we need to talk about inventory allocation and make sure we get trims right. In the car business, it's never the same bullet that solves all of the problems.
Right.
It depends on the brand. It depends on the market. It depends on the operator, how the operator likes to make money. Is he a front end guy? Are they a back end gal? Are they a fixed ops kind of revenue driver? There's a lot of ways to solve the problems of generating revenue inside of a car dealership. My goal is to build the best technology that is boutique at each individual one of those dealers and what they need for their market, but that also is so robust in the technology world that it can scale to any OEM that decides that I need your help as well, like the Volvos and the others that we're helping directly at that direct brand, the GM folks helping them directly at tier one. So I think what we have to do, Richie, is we have to always make sure that we're supporting our OEM partners. They drive, it's at the end of the day, it's their business. They make the product. They choose distributors, but that's not who moves metal in this country. Dealers are the heartbeat, are the lifeblood, are the driving force of how vehicles move in this business. And I have to solve their problems, because if I can't solve the operator's problems, then I'm not going to be in business very long. Yeah. So in every dealer group, there are 3 different types of buyers that I have to get a yes from for my products to be successful and long running inside of that dealership, and also solving real problems of generating revenue or decreasing expense. And if I'm not doing both every single month in the car dealership, you will get fired. It is one of the very few places on planet Earth and very few businesses that you can get fired on a Saturday afternoon if the lot wasn't busy enough on Saturday morning. Mm-hmm. And you can have the greatest technology on planet Earth, but if I don't get Big Jim what Big Jim wants on Saturday afternoon, I'm going to get fired, no matter if I built technology that could get me to Mars and back. Right. So we have to understand who our customer is. Right. We have to communicate the technology and the data in a way that they understand it, which is not the same language that we use talking about building it. And we have to be able to convey that same message month after month after month, because their problems change. and their inventory changes and their floor plan changes and their cost to produce that revenue changes. So if we can't see the whole picture, how can we be expected to help them solve problems in the whole picture? My job is to have the best data company that can see the most amount of the field as I can, so that it doesn't matter if Lee's selling Chevys today and Richie's selling Nissans tomorrow. I have the best in class technology to solve both of your problems out of our outfit. So yeah, I think that's where we've been, and we've been pretty successful in it, and excited to roll out some new stuff. I think I'll leave you on my nerd hat on, in order to build AI, you first have to build great infrastructure. And there's a lot of great salespeople in automotive that could come in and sell AI and AI plugins and GPT widgets and wizards and nonsense. And largely it's all shit. And as someone who builds it, like, it's largely all shit unless it lives and breathes inside of real infrastructure.
Right.
And real infrastructure is not something that you can fake. It's not something that you stand up overnight, and it's not something that magically happens. It requires a lot of work from really smart people, and it's expensive. If someone told you that it wasn't expensive, they're full of shit as well.
Yeah.
They don't. It's very expensive. So I think there's a difference in this business between real resources working to solve real problems that actually do and can house that, and there are front end sizzle that are selling the trend of the week to try to solve the same problem that they've already solved without changing or solving the problem at an industry level. I'm not interested in solving Grand Lake Geneva Ford's individual dealer problems. I'm interested in solving how do automotive shoppers shop for cars and their experience while shopping for cars, and how does it impact my operator's business to generate revenue. I like to build really big things and sell them for a lot of money. That's kind of where I'm focused. I want to fix the industry and how the industry leverages data inside of our business, not just how one piece or one service is impacting a dealership. I want to change how all services are happening at the dealership level, because it's all data driven and it can almost all be automated today. So our AI products do multiple things in both tracking and targeting human beings on the internet, so that I'm getting the right message to the right place with really good audience modeling on top of the best automotive data set that exists today. You don't have to go buy it from a Telium or an outside source or any other giant company saying that automotive doesn't have these things. All garbage. It all exists here. All of the data is housed here. I have it here at PureCars. From there, we have to be able to actually solve problems with it. So we have to create great audiences to help our agency partners and our OEMs deliver advertising to the best audiences and targeting that we can. I also have to build things like our identity graph, where I have to be able to measure website traffic. I have to know that it's Lee Wolf on my website. I have to know what you clicked on and what you went through, so that I understand how you behaved on my online showroom on my website, but also how to target you and follow up with you and send you the right message that's relevant to you. Because in our digital world, it's no longer about billboards and branding. You're going to click on something that drives performance and that you're interested in. So I have to be very, very specific in that targeting. I have to be able to measure website traffic at a very high level to do that in the future of the world. So I think we've built all of those things to be able to weaponize the data set, to target better, to measure better. But ideally and ultimately, if you can't execute, you don't have a real business in artificial intelligence. You have a business intelligence tool, which could be super cool and probably tells great stories and builds great graphs. But if it doesn't do things and execute things that impact an operator's balance sheet, it's all shit. So those that can connect the balance sheet to the technology are the ones that win. And I, without any sense of massive ego, I'm an operator. I build things that solve my own problems and make revenue grow on my balance sheet, or the cost of generating that revenue has to go down. Expenses, for the lack of a better word. That's what we have to build here. I have to help my customer. I have to help the manufacturer that provides their units to distribute. And I have to do it in such a way that increases revenue at PureCars and decreases expenses, because we have investors too, like everybody else. We have to run a good business, right? So I think happy to be building it, delivering it, and man, just excited to be here. Share just a couple random 5-minute dialogues with you guys on Auto Nerd Land. I'm having a really good time, and I enjoy being both. I guess we'll call it knowledgeable, but maybe dangerous. I enjoy being the dangerous, so bad boy of automotive advertising, I think we should build faster than the market is ready for. I think we should push the envelope on testing new things. I think that we should be the leaders in digital forefront in space, not things like real estate or medical or insurance. Automotive should be the leaders in how we operate in the new digital frontier. I'm going to be the one beating the drum to stay out in front of it.
Very cool. Very cool.
And I'm glad you said that. I want to go back to something, Aaron. In 2009, 2010, Experian developed Data Select, right? So I had the beta of Data Select. So we all knew that it was about data. So their data was like this, predictors. What is predictors? Because they follow people and their buying habits from the time they hit Experian on the credit report until they leave Earth. So I went to Chicago. We had a meeting and all this. They gave me the beta. And I said to them, this type of product is really good for direct mail pieces. No, we wanted in dealerships. We wanted this, that. Well, it didn't work. Why didn't it work? Because you're following behavior and all this kind of stuff. And it's not really, it was predictors. It's, maybe Richie Bello's leased 3 Mercedes in the last decade. He could get one, but they don't know if my lifestyle changed. They don't know any of these things, right? So that product worked good, but it didn't really work for the car business. It worked for direct mail people that were selling mortgages, people that were selling every direct mail piece, right? Mm-hmm. Across the board. So that's what you were saying, that you're right. Sometimes it has to have a value. It has to have a revenue stream. It has to have something that you can figure it out. The whole thing is that if you don't have that, I mean, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Like we're on the analytical data side. That's what we do, right? And having the analytical side tells a dealer whether they're not performing or underperforming as far as the OEM. Because let's face it, if you're getting co-op or you're getting floor plan assistance, let's talk about General Motors or Chrysler that gives you floor plan assistance, and you're under, and you're retaining 10% of your customers, and you're spending $1,400, and your recalls are the highest, and your customer service is bad. What's going to happen is you're going to be rated through the franchise as an underperforming dealership. And when you're rated on the underperforming dealership, you get that letter and you get those 90 days, But meanwhile, within those 90 days, they hold everything back. You know what I mean? So, and now you got audits and you got this and you got that. So, it's very important what you do. Very important how you are a solution person, how you are one of the guys out there that I considered really, really a game changer with you, PureCar, Auto Miner. I mean, it's unbelievable what you guys have done.
Thank you.
And it's very impressive how you guys are that good, and you keep scaling and you keep building. But the positive thing, why is it, and why did I put that post about growing? Because I saw a post quite some time ago where you had said that people actually want to get up in the morning and go to PureCar because of the leadership there, and their leaders themselves, everybody. So you treat everybody with the most respect and leadership and all that. And me, when we first met, you treated me like gold. I felt like, I want to move in with this guy. Because really, you made me feel so good by that you made me feel like, what, I would go to battle for this guy. I would take bullets for this guy. It's unbelievable. And that's the kind of thing that you're saying out there. When you do a post like that, right away I shared it, and people share it and put comments that go get this job. Here's a post, go get it.
Look, I think thank you again. For me, I've been in a lot of companies that made a lot of money, that could sell a lot of things, and you can get in and you can distribute at a really high level, and you can make a great a great paycheck. And at the end of the day, they're miserable with their jobs. They hate their lives.
Right.
And they end up being unfulfilled or wanting more. It's never about the money, but it is. And you end up all of this other just noise. And what I've found that if people are really aligned and how they spend their time every day with the mission and how what their work actually does and the impact it drives to their life, and they can see that at work, they're much more fulfilled. They're willing to push the big rock up the hill, and they're willing to follow a leader that they see pushing it as well. So what I've found in, 5 years ago, I stood up a wall in my garage to start building the Auto Miner, and quit my fancy agency job, wasn't paying myself, grinded on a laptop from nothing, from 0 stores to, there's thousands of stores on the product. So when they see that you're willing to roll up your sleeves, you're willing to put in the work, you're willing to get on hard sales calls, you're willing to eat grenades and solve hard problems as the leader of the band, they're willing to get behind you and push the rock up the hill. I don't push the rock up the hill anymore. I have 200 and something people that push the rock up the hill. And my job is to keep things out of their way. So I think it sounds cliche, Richie, but the reason that people want to work for me is not because we're building the best things in automotive or in technology. We are. There's a lot of people that build great stuff. They want to come work here because we actually care. We actually care about our client. We actually care about the people that work here. And we manage with people and then culture and then numbers. The numbers are important. I serve in a big seat with a big job. I have to have great numbers. I will have great numbers. But the only way I'm going to get there is with great people. So I have to inspire in order to get folks to follow on the bigger mission. That is the job of being in the CEO seat. I have to get folks aligned and moving. I think we're doing that. And doesn't matter if you're the CEO or the janitor. Everybody wakes up in the morning and wants to feel loved and feel purpose and know that the time they put on in their work matters. I don't pretend to be perfect. I've had a pretty rough day today, to be completely fair. I don't pretend to be perfect, but we get it right more than we get it wrong. And when I mess up, I own it every single time. And there's nothing will push away people faster.
The key thing, right? Nobody cares how much you know until they know how much you care. Yeah,
I think it's like there's a ton of cliche things you could say that are 100% true. Mm-hmm. So yeah, guys, this has been fun. I'll leave you with my favorite quote from Jeremy Piven. He says, "You can spend the rest of your life being viciously mediocre, or you can get the fuck after it. I choose to get the fuck after it."
Awesome, man.
Great.
All right. And I love the photo behind you of Tombstone, right?
I'm your Huckleberry.
Yeah.
It's there for a reason. I envision and embody the character that is our friend back there. So look, we're in the business of the world's greatest salespeople on the planet. I am both blessed and grateful to be able to work with them and to be able to sell them things that they find valuable. What an incredible thing we get to do for a living. It's fun.
Absolutely. All right. Well, it was unbelievable having you here, and I know you have hundreds of people to get back to. So
this is great.
Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you, Aaron, for joining us. We really appreciate it.
You're very welcome. Good luck, guys, and good luck with the show too. This was fun.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Hey guys, JP Burkemper with Insight. You only have one dealer market area, so own it. Every dealership has one exclusive dealer market area, one shot at locking down local customers. But here's the problem. Too many dealers are letting those customers slip away. Between other dealers, independent repair shops, national service chains, you name it, competition for your customers is fierce. So if you're not actively engaging them, someone else is. So how do you own your own market? Well, number one, make retention a priority. Stay in touch with your customers before they start shopping elsewhere. Number two, strengthen your service department. Customers who service with you are far more likely to buy from you again. And number three, leverage your brand. Your dealership isn't just a place to buy a car. Sure, that's what it's there for, but it should be the go-to resource for everything automotive in your area. Now, the dealers that are winning are the ones who stop playing defense and start playing offense. You don't need to outsell the competition across the country. You just need to dominate your market. So if you're not locking down your local customers, someone else will. Own your market or risk losing it. With VinSight, we can help. You sell them, we keep them coming back.